Truth be told, I really feel like you had a way of being transparent with your words in your story, what you've gone through, and your traumatic experiences that made you who you were, and how you've progressed through that. And the kids, I feel like, really resonated with that. Because a lot of people aren't real with them. They like to sugarcoat it, they like to use baby words and don't tell them what they need to hear.
Facts.
And the way you utilized your story and the games really allowed them to open up and talk about stuff they probably don't talk about with anyone. Like the girl who was talking, she was crying. And that just was like really beautiful to me. To see these kids like in front of me open up. In front of me, like let go.
Being vulnerable.
Exactly.
And like I said, man, I really appreciate you sitting in. I didn't really know how it was going to turn out, but I knew that I had to pull that Band-Aid off so they can see the wound. And I always tell people the only way a wound could ever heal, if you understand that what you went through, you're not the problem, you're not the cause behind it.
How can you say that?
Yeah, you know, and a lot of them feel like that, though. A lot of them feel like that they're the problem, they're the reason why they're going through it. No, and I think one girl said that, is that that her mom make her feel that she's the problem, she's the reason why. And I'm like, you're never the reason why. Something to that effect, but you have certain ones who saying like they want their mom to get off drugs so they can go back home. You know, and I think a lot of things too, like with foster parents, is that they try to do everything they possibly can, but you can never fix something.
You can never fit that hole. You can never be that parent.
You can never be that parent.
So, Wasu, let me ask you, man. You sat in there, right?
Right.
How do you think it impacted those students? And I mean, like specifically, speak to the healing of it.
I honestly believe there were some bad kids in the classroom, but the people that were meant to hear what he had to say were listening and taking away a lot. I feel like it was life-changing.
Yes.
Because a lot of kids, without a certain context, would never be able to talk about what happened to them, what they've gone through. And you allowed them to do that in a healthy environment.
Yeah. And I think for them to watch somebody who experienced what they experienced, went through what they went through.
And saw on TV.
You know what I mean? And to see the film and to hear how did you overcome it? Because a lot of the question was, like, what did you do? How did you do it? How did it affect you? Was you upset with your mom? A lot of people, a lot of the kids wanted to know, like, how did I overcome it? You know what I mean? So the beautiful thing to me, honestly, to take away from that was the connection. It was there. You know what I mean? The connection was, it happened afterwards, because afterwards they saw me, they wanted me to sit down with them at the dining room table when they ate dinner. Like, Mr.
Yeah, I remember that.
They were like, can you come eat with us? You know what I mean? And so that meant a lot, you know? And so even with the parents opened up, and they were just like, it gives us hope. I had one of the foster parents say, listen, listening to you gives me hope in my son.
Wow.
And that was major, you know, and that was major. So I thank you again, man.
Hey, you know the beauty of it, as we wrap this up, the beauty of it is that you're supporting them in unwrapping a lot of the trauma that they're carrying. Research, as I've said, that it shows that they've proven that trauma actually like lives in the body. Just because an incident has passed over a year or years, it's living in the body. And it's important for people to unpack that trauma and be resilient in the midst of it, because it's not going nowhere, but we don't want it to overtake them. And so what you're doing and how you're engaging folk in various ways is helping them to unpack that, and that's smooth.
I feel like you were a very real life example of, I've been through this, I've done this, I've been through the system. The system that you all have been through, I've been it, I've done that. And look at me, look what I've done for myself. I've talked to my mom, I've talked to my parents, I've broken boundaries, I've broken chains of aggression, chains. The kid was even talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, we end those cycles.
Yeah. And that's what one of the kids told me after we talked about my father, and he said, I don't have a question, I have a statement. He said, maybe your father went through trauma, that's why he treated you like that. He was 11 or 12 years old.
And he hitting it on the nail.
He didn't just say that. He pointed at me and said, you stopped the cycle.
Yep.
11 to 12 year old. And this and he had been through 13 homes by 11 years old.
13.
Look at that, man.
You know what I mean? Man,
hey, so
powerful.
This is real, y'all. This is live and direct. You saw the engineer coming through with the mop and people walking through. This isn't nobody making this up. This brother's in putting in this work, working. No, this ain't no script. This is he's engaging with the young folk, specifically African American and student kids of color who are in foster care or being adopted by white parents, and the reason they got in there in the first place is traumatic enough, but then to have to navigate this world in the midst of that, and this brother's helping them navigate, to become resilient in the midst of all that. So kudos to you, brother. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much too.
Of course.
Peace.